Hello and welcome to NAFDAC and Your Health. This is the program where NAFDAC, the agency saddled with the responsibility of safeguarding the health of Nigerians, intimates you on her activities. I am Opejemi Urimolade, your host. On today's episode of NAFDAC and Your Health, we're beaming our spotlight on NAFDAC's recognition of school children and young adults as the future of the nation and the efforts being made that vices like drug abuse and alcoholism, which could derail their dreams of becoming worthy citizens and great future leaders, are tackled and subdued. We will then go on to x-ray the sensitization activities and other pragmatic steps being made by NAFDAC to secure the future of the young generation. The youth of today are the leaders of tomorrow, and indeed, the nurturing given to the children and youth of today will determine the future of our society. This is why the issue of giving the children of today quality upbringing and reining in that will prepare them for the future should not be handled with levity. Every phenomenon that could threaten the future of today's young ones should be tackled with every strength that can be mustered. One of such phenomena is good physical and mental health. This is why NAFDAC, as an agency charged with the responsibility of safeguarding the health of the nation, adopts every possible means to tackle social issues that put the future of the young generation at risk. One of such is drug abuse.
Abuse of drug is when, let's take Valium. Many people use Valium, but many people abuse Valium, especially in this country. If the doctor prescribes it and says once or every night or whatever for 2 weeks because of the situation, and you make it a pattern, that is abuse of drug. But there are some drugs that work directly on the central nervous system. Narcotics. When such drugs are used with intent to either have more strength or to have altered state of mind, that is abuse. And once, instead of carrying 10 boxes per hour, maybe you are working at the airport or whatever, now you think you can carry 100 boxes per hour. You are still the same human being. That drug is doing something that it's not supposed to do. Or if it alters the state and you start feeling you are on top of the world, you can kill, you can drive and have accidents. Some of the terrorism in different countries are linked to abuse of drug. Because when somebody has taken a drug and alters the mind, the person can kill anybody, can bomb somebody, can bomb themselves, because they are in an altered state of mind. They are not who they're supposed to be. That is why my first 2 quarters, or maybe 3 quarters, in my first term, I spent on 2018 running after tramadol and codeine. Our children were going mad. Women were selling codeine with Benylin, cough syrup with codeine. Containers of tramadol were being rained on Nigeria. And I was shocked. I was scared. Has somebody destined us to perish?
In her usual proactive manner, NAFDAC swung into action to block avenues through which these drugs get into the Nigerian markets, where they become accessible to young people.
NAFDAC and the Port Inspection Directorate started keeping vigil at the ports. Bear in mind, from 2011 to 2018, NAFDAC was shut down from the ports. We were removed from the ports. And our mandate is to control and regulate manufacture, importation, and exportation. So if you remove the people at the gate that are supposed to watch what was coming in, then the whole country became exposed. So everybody was bringing in whatever they want. Just take it to Nigeria, it will enter. So that was the first set of things that I did. We intercepted tens of containers of tramadol, worth almost $2 trillion. But now, NDLEA is well established, better organized. NDLEA is doing the gap that we had to fill at that point. So, in terms of the control of medicines, that is what NAFDAC does. The Federal Task Force is domiciled in NAFDAC. The head of, or the Director of Investigation and Enforcement Directorate is the chairperson. And then we are backed by the C-34 bill that is about the unwholesome food and falsified medicines. So in terms of drugs and abuse of drugs, we as an agency have our ears out, our legs out on the road to ensure that whatever is being brought into our country are safe.
Another agent of destruction that threatens the future of young ones is alcoholism. To this challenge, NAFDAC has also risen to action. In addition to these steps, NAFDAC has also been consistently carrying out sensitization programs to educate and enlighten young ones on the dangers of drug abuse, alcoholism, and other dangerous vices that young ones pick up as habits. It was in line with these that the agency initiated the Catch Them Young project, which has seen the agency going to secondary schools across the various geopolitical zones of the country to let teenagers know the dangers of the bad habits and how they could truncate the lofty dreams they have for the future. The NAFDAC Consumer Safety Club has also been inaugurated in these schools to enlighten the children on how they can be safe from counterfeit and substandard food products and drinks. You've been watching NAFDAC and Your Health. The program returns after this short break.
NAFDAC wishes to sensitize the general public on the detrimental effect of alcohol consumption by underage. Underage drinking can result in psychosocial and health problems like poor academic performance, increase in crime rate, alcohol dependency, mental health disorder, cardiovascular problems, kidney and liver diseases, and even death. NAFDAC advises parents and guardians to stop the exposure of young people below 18 to alcohol by asking them to sell or purchase it. For more enlightenment on NAFDAC activities, watch NAFDAC and Your Health program every Monday 6:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. on TVC and every Tuesday 8 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. on NTA. NAFDAC, safeguarding the health of the nation.
Welcome back. You're tuned to NAFDAC and Your Health. In furtherance of the efforts of NAFDAC to sensitize the Nigerian youth on the dangers of drug abuse and alcoholism, NAFDAC has also been visiting the orientation camps of the National Youth Service Corps, where young graduates who are undergoing the compulsory orientation course before the commencement of their one-year youth service are sensitized. This is deemed expedient because this is the stage that leads them into full independence. The NAFDAC sensitization train was at the NYSC orientation camp, Iyana, Ipaja, Lagos, recently, and during the visit, the Deputy Director of Public Affairs, Mrs. Christiana Obiaziko, began by admonishing the young graduates to be agents of positive change in the society.
So we enjoin you all to be agents of change by propagating the right virtues that can lead to behavioral change. We deem it expedient to immunize our society NAFDAC activities. You are urged to use your membership of NAFDAC CPS group to assist in information flow on NAFDAC regulatory activities and promote the fight against drug abuse, fake and counterfeit regulated products. NAFDAC's mission is to mold a future generation that is not only empowered to be upright, but demand uprightness from others. The reality is that the fight against drug abuse is a fight for the future of Nigeria.
Mrs. Obiaziko enlightened the core members on the dangers of drug abuse and alcoholism. She also spoke on ways through which the core members can avoid drug abuse.
Resist peer pressure. Number one, you resist the pressure. Even if your friends are abusing drugs, you have to resist. You don't have to be enlisted. Take only prescribed medicine. When you take medicine the way it is not prescribed, or you just take medicine just like that without prescription, it's abuse of drug. Concentrate more on your studies and your work. Be contented with what you have. Don't experiment with drugs. Some people say I want to start, because if you start, you may end up not stopping.
She also encouraged the core members who have skills to produce NAFDAC regulated products to come forth and get the necessary guidelines so that they can get their products registered and begin their journeys into entrepreneurship and MSME. During that sensitization, Mr. Maurice Odido, a principal admin officer, public affairs at NAFDAC, spoke to the core members on the functions of NAFDAC and the efforts of the agency at safeguarding the health of Nigeria. He also enlightened them on MSMEs, acknowledging that a good number of the fresh graduates have skills that could make them entrepreneurs. He went on to talk about the perceived bureaucracy that could hinder and discourage them from registering their businesses, thereby correcting the runners' notions. He also explained the types of businesses that could be registered as budding entrepreneurs and the requirements.
The NAFDAC organization consists of the Director General's Office and 20 directorates executing the functions of the agency. The agency has 6 geopolitical zones. We are everywhere in the country and FCT. So whenever you want to get NAFDAC registered product or you want to engage in NAFDAC business, we are everywhere in the whole 36 states and FCT. Our vision is to be a world-class regulator that ensures availability of quality and safe food, drugs, and other regulated products. Our mission is to promote and protect the public health by instituting an effective and efficient regulatory system that ensures only the right quality food, drug, and other regulated products are manufactured, exported, imported, advertised, distributed, and sold. Our core value is pride. What's the meaning of pride? P for professionalism, R for resilience, I for integrity, transparency, and good governance, D for dedication and commitment, and E for excellence. To effectively execute our mandate to regulate and control the manufacture, importation, exportation, distribution, advertisement, sale, and use of food, drugs, cosmetic, and medical devices, NAFDAC is made up of 20 directorates. NAFDAC has a lot of functions, and the agency, by the grace of God, our DG has streamlined the processes, because I've had most of the guest speakers, all tilted towards you becoming an entrepreneur, becoming independent on your own, on how you can start a small business before those that intend to work for federal government, before the job will come.
And now, moving on to NAFDAC news updates. In a bid to ensure that packaged water produced and distributed for consumption in Ogun State is safe, the NAFDAC Ogun 1 office, Abeokuta, recently busted the operation of an illegal water producer with the brand name On Top Water in Mowe, Ogun State. The unapproved water factory was operating in an unhygienic one-room apartment. The operation was carried out in the wee hours following weeks of surveillance on the site with the collaboration of men of the Nigeria police in the area. To deter further perpetration of such illegal act, the entire production equipment was dismantled, while the automatic water filling and sealing machine was evacuated from the premises. The Ogun State offices have been equipped and are prepared for routine and surveillance activities where there will be no place for illegal practices as far as regulated products are concerned. NAFDAC has busted an illegal bakery facility. The unregistered bakery has been producing bread in a grossly unhygienic environment. The facility has been sealed and the operator has been invited for further investigation. The NAFDAC Southwest Zonal Director, Mrs. Rosalina Ajayi, has therefore warned other operators of such illegal bakeries that are yet to be found out to desist before the arm of the law catches up with them. Also in Oyo State, the attention of NAFDAC has been drawn to the trend of using bottles of popular brands of soft drinks to package Zobo drinks without removing the labels of the brands. NAFDAC has therefore warned sellers of Zobo drinks to desist from this act, as consumers can be misled into thinking that they are patronizing the product of the brands that own the bottles when they are actually buying Zobo drinks. NAFDAC has destroyed, confiscated, fake and falsified food and pharmaceutical products worth 4.7 billion naira in the South-South region. The NAFDAC Director General, Professor Mojisola Adeyeye, was represented at the destruction by the South-South Zonal Director, Mr. Tukuma Oligo.
Destruction of this harmful product is not just a routine exercise. It is a firm statement of our unwavering resolve and commitment to protect the lives of our people from the dangers of counterfeit and substandard medicine, unwholesome food, medical devices, and other hazardous regulated products. These products, if allowed to circulate, can cause untold harm, including treatment failures, drug resistance, prolonged illnesses, and even loss of life. We wish to assure the general public that NAFDAC is customer focused and agency minded. Hence, we are calling on stakeholders, health professionals, law enforcement agencies, industry players, and the general public to support this fight by reporting suspicious activities and ensuring compliance with regulatory standards.
Professor Adeyeye commended the Nigerian Customs Service, the Nigerian Police, the Department of Security Service, the NDLEA, Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, and the Rivers State Waste Management Agency for their support. The representatives of the Nigerian Customs Service, the NDLEA, the NSCDC, and the Rivers State Fire Service were represented at the destruction exercise. That was NAFDAC Update. You have been updated.
That has been our package for you on this episode of NAFDAC and Your Health. We will return next week with another insightful episode. Meanwhile, you can help NAFDAC in our efforts to keep Nigerians healthy by sending in your comments, complaints, or reports and observations on the activities of peddlers of NAFDAC-regulated products.
You can reach NAFDAC via toll-free numbers. For inquiries, call 0700 162 3322. For complaints, call 0800 162 3322. You may also email NAFDAC at nafdac.gov.ng. If you have complaints about any form of misconduct, you can reach the Reforms Unit via email reforms@nafdac.gov.ng or call the Reforms hotlines on 0909 763 0506 or 0909 763 0507. NAFDAC, customer focused, agency minded.
Before I go, let me remind you that it is criminal to import, produce, advertise, distribute or sell fake or unapproved food products, drugs, cosmetics and chemicals. As you abstain from these acts, also endeavor to report any such activity in your area. Let's join hands to eradicate these life-threatening ventures. Till we meet again next week, stay healthy.